not know, I'm super into Star Wars, specifically right now, Hasbro's 6-inch line of the Black Series. So in the past couple months, Hasbro, using the Kenner name, re-released their original 13 figures on the vintage Star Wars cards, but they're the 6-inch line, so they're ginormous. The only real issue that I have is that the bubbles that they come on, this plastic is the thinnest plastic out of anything I've ever seen. It dents, it gets creased, it gets ugly really bad. So I had bought the Stormtrooper, which was the number one that I wanted. I've got the whole line now, but this is the one that I was most excited for. So it was really upsetting when it got to me, and it was a destroyed mess. I don't know how well this is going to show up. Oh, great. Look at that. Garbage. Now it was real bad on the sides, and I decided I would try to take a hairdryer to it, which is highly not recommended. Essentially shrink wrapped the side of the figure. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just wavy all the way up and down. And so I figured, why not give replacement a try? So I bought an extra Death Squad Commander, knowing that I was going to open this one because there's a crease up at the top. It's not a super bad crease, it's nothing terrible, but I figured, hey, if I have one with a bad card, I can go ahead and open it and then have that figure, because this figure had not been released yet until this packaging came around, and I'm sure it's going to get re-released at some point, but this gives me a perfect excuse. This bubble is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to try to do is, this guy, probably not going to find another one. They're going online right now for $60 bucks, and that's just way too much for a $20 figure, especially since I already own probably 12, 13 of this exact figure in different colorations and colorways. So I refuse to pay that much money for something that I only want for the packaging. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to very, very carefully remove this destroyed bubble, but I'm going to try to keep the interior piece intact. Now, in spots like over here, that is a very serious dent, and I don't think there's any way that I'm going to be able to get that out, but I'm going to try. I'm not going to heat gun it, I'm not going to blow dry it, but what I am going to do, I was watching YouTube on Hot Wheels restoration, I don't remember his name, I think it's BaremetalHW. If I remember that right, I'll put a link down to his channel in the bottom. Really good learning channel, I think, personally, because I don't think I'm ever going to get into restoring Hot Wheels cars, but I like to restore those guys up there and their boxes and stuff over there. That's a Deimos box that I spent way too much time on trying to restore. I think it looks okay. I've got a video kind of working on that, but not so much. BaremetalHW said that you can use acetone to fake a Hot Wheels error or a misprint or a whatever it is, whatever it's called in Hot Wheels. But the acetone takes the glue right off, so that you can just remove the bubble, mess with the car however you want to mess with it, and then put it back in, and then acetone a little bit more, and the glue reactivates, and you get a nice glued bubble back on. And since this figure is my #1 out of the whole series, they're all up along there, you can't see them, but I bought these Sponge-It sticks. I assume that they will hold more of the acetone than a regular paintbrush would hold. I don't know yet. This is a trial by fire type situation. I am going to do it first to this to see if I am able to get the acetone removing the adhesive, or deactivating it, or reactivating, whatever the case is. Because if it fails on this, I'm not going to try it on the Stormtrooper. I can live with the bubble being awful if there's no way for me to replace it. Otherwise, I'm going to want to get it replaced. Good news is that I got the figure detached from the card. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to go ahead and take my brush, and I'm going to very generously paint the acetone onto the plastic, just where this remaining paper is, and hopefully that will get rid of the adhesive, and I can go ahead and start cutting on my Stormtrooper bubble, which worries me a lot. I'm not looking forward to that at all, but you know what? We're doing it for science, right, kids? We're going to go ahead and get these suckers beautiful. So I've just been really just dabbing this stuff on real heavy, and we're gonna see. Oh, okay, so it can be done. It does work if you're patient, more patient than I am. Look at that. That is just all coming up. Oh man, look at that. Okay, so just like a quick comparison, this is better lighting than it was earlier. The side view of this thing and the bottom view, this is just a destroyed bubble. Now putting this one right next to it, I know it's not super clean yet, but I mean, just the difference is like night and day. So This looks like it might be a little tall, honestly, but that's probably because there's these little flaps down here that aren't connected underneath. So definitely don't try to use heat to restore your bubbles. I, for some reason, thought it would be a really good idea. Get my pepper out of here. But it's just not. Learn from my mistake. Don't be dumb. Don't try to heat fix your things. I know I just got done telling y'all not to use a blow dryer, but I was at a loss for what else to do. It's not perfect. It's still definitely not perfect. But it is, I think, 10 times better than it was, especially down here at the bottom. I think it got a lot of that out. I'm still going to try to get that fixed, but honestly, this looks better than I thought it was going to. I'm going to do a mock-up real quick. Moment of truth, y'all. This will look better once it's all done, but, I mean, it's getting there, kids. It's getting there. Okay, so it's been a couple days, and I got my Stormtrooper all finished up. What actually ended up happening was that bubble I had been using was essentially ruined because the acetone that had gotten along the front side of it when I was trying to remove the adhesive. So I had to get another figure. I think I used Ben. Take that bubble off. And then when I was trying to soak the adhesive off with the acetone, I just actually went straight on the car back to try to get the adhesive off. It cracked a whole bunch of the plastic, so it's done. I'm pretty happy with it. It's probably, in reality, like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 maybe. But I'm just real happy with it because I don't know that I'm going to get another one of these, and it looks way better than the original. Actually not connected, the plastic. It just looks like it is, which is fine with me. If you're not up real close to it, it looks super good, much better than the terrible crushed bubble before. Would I recommend doing this? Maybe. If you just really have extra time, like if you had an X-Wing Luke that had a bad bubble and you just really wanted to make it better, you probably could, or maybe an R2. But I mean, it's rough. It sucks. It's not fun. It's much more difficult than I assumed it would be. I thought it would be just a real easy, just slap it on, pull it off, put it on the new thing, but that's not the case at all. Not at all. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Let me know what you want to see me do. But thank you. And as always, thanks for just ricking around.